And welcome to another episode of the Bandit Room. My name is Charles. I'm joined in the studio here by Aggie, our sound engineer Caleb, and our special guest today,
Stephanie.
Stephanie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Stephanie's Director of Marketing here at Span Enterprises. A few other things about her, we'll get into that later, but we'll start the conversation off. We're on kind of a time crunch for today's episode because Aggie's got to get out of here for a flight. This would be the first flight post-pandemic. Well, if you
not post-pandemic,
if you want to call it post-pandemic.
Unmasked maskless in the
first
2
flight
years.
with no mask mandates on the airplanes.
Correct.
So, how
I
are you
just flew
feeling?
last week. Actually, yeah, just starting of last week,
Yeah.
I did have a mask on.
Yeah.
So, but today's flight, I believe there's no need for any mask.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
You gonna be masked, or are you you gonna risk it?
Charles, I hang out with you and Caleb. I mean, they can't take a bigger risk than that. Come on. No mask today. Yes.
No mask today. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. Any nervousness or anything like that?
No. We live in South Carolina, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think we had a mask mandate here for like more than 2 weeks in 2020.
They were like, please wear a mask. And then like a week later, it was you don't have to wear a mask.
You don't have to wear a mask. What's wrong with you? Why are you wearing a mask?
That's just virtue
I
signaling.
don't really remember the mask mandate in where we live in this area being that strict. Do you guys remember anything like that?
Well, it was always weird crossing over the border into Charlotte because it was such a culture shock because everywhere it was totally, for a while, was mandated.
Right.
And so it would be this weird switching back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I spent a lot of time this year in Florida, almost 2.5 months, and I saw more masks in Florida, at least in the area where I was hanging out, than I saw here in Rock Hill. But what do you see on the news media? Florida doesn't want to believe in any of those stuff, but I saw more people masked than I saw here. Or maybe they just knew that I was coming, so.
I mean, it could have been you're spending time in larger cities.
That's true.
I mean, that
Yeah.
could be a factor.
Oh, Rock Hill is not a small city.
Well, no, yeah.
On the topic of mask, I didn't watch it, but I saw the news about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and everyone was there, and they had to be vaccinated and boosted before they were allowed to attend the dinner and the little comedy show they had. So from what I can see from the news is people who were in attendance who are against getting vaccinated, but they all are vaccinated and boosted.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thought on that?
That is funny. I think I did see part of Trevor Noah's bit where he was like, "Thank you for joining the largest super spreader event in Washington tonight." So they were even joking about it openly. But yeah, so I mean everybody's boosted, even the table for the network that
is against it, unless they all came with a fake vaccination card.
Right.
But a bunch of them got it, right? That's what happened? A bunch of them got COVID from that?
Yeah. Oh, from that event?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, I don't think we know that
okay.
yet.
I don't know that. You must have some direct knowledge, Caleb.
I thought I saw a tweet earlier. That's fine.
Maybe there's like a young version of Twitter. He's looking it up.
We're looking at.
Journalists from multiple news outlets test positive after White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Wow.
All right, I'll keep you guys posted how I feel tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll see. Check back in next week to see if Aggie survived the maskless flight.
That's right.
One segment that we were going to get to last week, but we ran out of time for, is what we're referring to as responding to Reddit. So we're going into the Reddit. What do you call them?
This is a subreddit.
The subreddit
called r/business ideas. Aggie, as we all know here, is an entrepreneur and a business owner, and we thought he would have some great ideas about some of this stuff.
And not only that, but like the two of y'all are also in marketing.
Well,
so,
yes.
We've got great minds here to talk about whether a business idea is good or not. So let's dive in. Let's see. There was one that was, I believe it was a business idea about a food truck.
This is one of my favorites. Hi. My girlfriend and I are considering starting a food truck that serves popular breakfast cereals and an assortment of different milks late night outside of college bars in our area. I guess I'm wondering, does the current college generation love cereal as much as millennials do as a late night snack? Trying to decide if there's a real market for this.
Interesting. What are your initial reactions?
I don't eat cereal, so I have really no idea. Let's talk about Caleb. You for your age group. Is that correct statement that he's making?
What, that we love cereal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Are you Gen Z?
I'm right on the edge.
Right on the edge between a millennial and Gen Z.
Yeah, depending
And
on.
I'm a
Stephanie,
millennial.
You're a millennial. Okay.
I'm all about the cereal as a late night snack. I'm fine with it.
But what is the reason? So what is he saying?
You're thinking like late
af-
night after
people
bars
get drunk and
stuff.
they want to eat cereal. I thought
Yeah.
people get drunk and want to eat pizza or
Yeah, I
like
think
something with bread in it, right?
Yeah, I mean fried stuff.
I
is
mean
kinda what's
carbs.
great. Yeah.
Cereal
Yeah.
has the carbs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I'm a fan of cereal, but I don't think I'm like. It's not my go-to, you know. I don't know, but I don't know. Stephanie, you're on board with this?
Here's my thing though. I don't want to come up to this food truck at 2 a.m. and get Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Like they need to have if it's like their own homemade, like interesting cereal, I'm all about it.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe
you're,
like put it on some ice cream at 2
Okay.
a.m. I could get on board with that.
so you're looking for some like hipster bespoke
Yeah,
like
I'm looking
cereal.
for some like artisanal, like homegrown cereal here.
That is what the current generation is looking for. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
This doesn't sound like that though. This sounds like Captain Crunch and Honey Bunches of Oats
Yeah.
and stuff.
So like as a business idea, I mean your overhead is pretty small. You don't have a high cost environment. You don't have a elaborate preparation for anything. So there's some advantages to your setup. However, I just don't know where demand is, you know. I don't know.
Right.
I can't speak from my own experience.
Well, that's not true. That it's the overhead is low because if he's gonna go and bars area where there's a lot of bars, you can't just like pull up on the side of a bar and start selling food.
Yeah.
Got a little push cart full of cereal.
You got, it has to be a private spot. Most probably where all the bars are, it's taken up by parking or crowds of people. So you got to go find a spot somewhere that people need to know. They got to come. And if that's the only thing you're gonna sell, and it's a group of 6 of them, the one who says let's go eat some cereal at 2 o'clock in the morning is
Right.
probably getting made fun of or beat up.
Well, I guess I'm referring to the inventory
So let's
costs.
the,
Like
the
their
4 of
inventory
us
is very basic.
went drinking, and at 2 o'clock, if Stephanie says, "Oh, let's go eat some
Go
cereal,"
get some cereal.
like, what are you talking about?
I think packaging is an issue. Like, cereal's messy.
And
if
if
you
you're
can give
drunk-
it to me in like cool packaging, I'm down for it.
And this is going to be like in a cup with milk in it.
Yeah, cup or bowl.
And when you're at
or-
2 o'clock in the morning, we're drunk or it's cold outside, how the hell are you going to be selling that?
It just feels sad if you're eating something with a spoon on the side of the road. Just the action is just, I don't know.
Right. Something fried or with a lot of bread would be my go-to.
Deep fried cereal.
Right?
Yeah,
Ooh.
there you go.
There you go.
I think you're onto something maybe with the ice cream situation. That could possibly.
There we go.
So what is the response to that? What are people saying?
A lot of people are saying things like, yeah, like give me pizza. I'm not going to have a cup of milk after drinking beer all night.
That's what I was going
Okay, well maybe a different
know.
time frame for this. Just posting it up outside of businesses early morning. People who didn't have time to get breakfast, they can grab something on the go.
Maybe.
But like again, cereal. I mean, if you don't have time to eat cereal on the way, I don't know.
Yeah. And like, how much are you charging? I mean,
Yeah, what is the
like,
markup?
yeah,
on
like,
this?
right.
What's a bowl of cereal cost from a truck? If it's more than, can't be more than $5. I think $3 might be your.
Why?
Yeah.
People pay $5 for a cup of coffee.
Well, if it's artisanal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if the truck has a bunch of different types of food, which is suited for 2 a.m.
Right. And then cereal too.
And cereal is one of the items
Yeah.
on the menu,
But it
possibly.
Can't be just cereal.
No.
Yeah.
I would say no, but if it's like a part of a much larger menu, and this is one of the items, whether it's artisanal or whatnot, but still it's part of a larger menu. Yeah, maybe.
It's just all about demand, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe this guy needs to go talk to some other food truck people and see if they can add cereal to their menu items and see what happens.
Did you know that the IRS now requires all tax-exempt organizations to e-file their 990 tax forms? If you need to file a 990, check out expresstaxexempt.com, the quickest and easiest way to e-file your organization's 990 forms. Express Tax Exempt offers interview-style and form-based processes to accommodate 990 experts and newcomers alike. Plus, they make it easy to attach any required schedules, share the return with others in your organization for review, and they even offer live customer support. So go to expresstaxexempt.com now for the easiest 990 e-filing option.
Well, let's move into our next topic, which is regarding our special guest here today. In addition to being the director of marketing for Span Enterprises, she's also a co-host of another podcast out there. Part of the focus of that is that she is an expert in the field of cryptids. So tell us, what is a cryptid? I'm saying that right? It's a cryptid?
You are saying that right.
Okay.
Expert is a stretch. Like
Expert is
I
a
have no I'm uniquely unqualified, but basically self-taught. There we go. A cryptid is any creature that has been sighted. It's their legend, their folklore, but they have never been proved to exist. So we're thinking like Sasquatch and the Loch Ness Monster and all of that crowd.
Were you saying that it has been spotted? Like somebody is...
Well, there are definitely reports of it.
There's a reports of it.
There has
There's
to
no
be.
proof of it. Just
Like allegedly
allegedly.
seen.
Okay. All right. I was just trying to think through it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrap your head
You
around
can't
it.
just say like,
Yeah.
I created a cryptid and this is it. You can't say that. You have to, I saw this thing.
Okay.
Okay.
But what if someone went out drinking, had cereal at 2 o'clock, they thought they saw something, and then come back and report it? Will that be part of cryptid?
It could be. Yeah.
I mean, it could be, but I
Yeah.
feel like you have to have multiple sightings.
So you're,
okay.
And then
you're
there's
drunk at night,
like-
you're assaulted in the street.
Yeah,
And you said it was
and
a
then
cryptid.
5 other people see it, and then the next week a couple more people see it. Then
Mm.
maybe you've got like a potential cryptid on
Gotcha.
your hand.
Okay. All right. So there's one in particular that's very interesting to me. It's a relatively local cryptid for us. So we're in Rock Hill, South Carolina, just a little bit south of here near Lee County, Bishopville area. There's a legend of what they refer to as the Lizard Man.
Where is Bishopville?
So it's kind of between Camden. It's about an hour and a half away. Florence, South Carolina. It's
Okay.
probably like an hour from there.
Bit northeast of Columbia. Now you're familiar with the Lizard Man. Have you seen the Lizard Man?
I am. I have not seen the Lizard Man. I cannot claim I have. I don't know anyone personally that has. But I grew up in Hartsville, which is about 30 minutes from Bishopville. So I was close enough that like I heard all the stories growing up, and like I
Yeah.
feel like Bishopville is the kind of little city where on a Friday night it's like, what are we gonna do? We could cruise like the block, or we could like go to the swamps and look for the Lizard Man. Again, I've never gone on any adventure to find the Lizard Man, but
Gotcha.
This
But
is
there are
what I
people
know.
that do it. They just go out there and they'll
it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
so the first sighting was like what, 1988?
1988, back in the day. And it was, so basically, teenager, he was like 17. He pulls over on the side of, I think it's Browntown Road in Bishopville, like right by the swamps. And he has a flat tire. He gets out. He's changing the flat tire. All of a sudden, he sees what he describes as a red-eyed devil coming at him. So he gets back in his car. I think it's important to note that he was by Mr. Elmore's butterbean shed. That is the exact location. So this Lizard Man is attacking his car, allegedly, and he's tearing it up, and he's got these long arms, and he
he's
reportedly has
chasing him
like
down the
3
road.
claws. He's chasing him down the road. He gets in his car. The Lizard Man gets on top of his car, again, allegedly, supposedly. And he has to like back up a couple times and like floor it. And eventually he like throws this monster off and makes his grand escape. But he's like a local celebrity now.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm the first one that saw the Lizard Man. And it continued. Like in 1988, there were like 12 other sightings. So this is where the legend was born.
Interesting. But there have been plenty of sightings of this. Like that's the funny thing that keeps kind of attracting me to it, is that there's several different people all describing some sort of a, what are those, 6 to 8 foot, what are they saying? Is that the
They're
size?
saying he's about 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Red eyes consistently.
Always red eyes.
Always
Always
red
like the claws and the talons. So, I don't think they're mistaking him for. any creature in existence, but I don't know if that makes it any more credible.
Yeah.
So I know Caleb, you just pulled up something on the screen here. Are these actual pictures of the sightings?
Oh, yeah.
Are these just
Oh,
rendering?
yeah. This is where it starts to get wild. So,
So these are
yeah.
the pictures.
2015.
2015 is when they got that iconic-
resurfaced. He made his comeback. This woman caught him on camera. She was just coming home from church, and apparently he was just strolling through a field.
Now, this is many years after he was originally sighted. So, I mean, like, this could have been somebody kind of dressed up. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
Charles,
Oh,
can
for
you
sure.
describe this photo?
Yeah,
for people?
please do.
describe. It looks like a Godzilla costume with red eyes. I mean, it looks kind of like just like a toy dinosaur almost, kind of like a toy dinosaur.
You think it's a costume?
I mean, it could. I mean, you know, I mean, he's developed quite a following at this point. So there's a whole community of people that like follow, like are into the lizard man and want it to be true. You know, so you know they might go out of their way to make an elaborate lizard man costume. Yeah, no, that first one on the top right, it's like such a bad little rendering. That is the actual original rendering.
That
of
is the
lizard man.
original, like the 17-year-old kid was like, this is what I
This is
saw.
what attacked me.
This is what came at me.
This is
We'll
like
link
the-
all these in the show notes for you guys to look at.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know, Stephanie, you are an artist. Caleb, you are an artist. Are you guys going to draw something that you saw at 2 a.m. after eating cereal and then start creating a buzz about as a new cryptid? Can you do that?
I mean, I guess you could. You could see if it would catch.
All I have to do is draw something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
For file a police report.
File a police report with a tiny little sketch from.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's quite a
however it
costume
started,
if
but
it
it's a
is.
great business idea, though. I mean, there's so much stuff they can sell.
That's
on
true. I
it.
mean,
People buy that
it
crap.
has literally
You
been
can
like
make
a tourism
Lizard Man
thing.
cereal.
Yeah.
There we go. Everyone wants that at 2 a.m.
It's a swampy cereal.
Like there is a museum in Bishopville
Huh.
dedicated to the lizard man. You can buy all his memorabilia. Again, I'm not out in the swamps on the weekend. Like I'm into it. I'm not that into
Yeah.
it, but like, you know, props to whoever is.
And the person that started the gift shop is in that costume.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sales are flagging, guys.
Sales are
We gotta do
Yeah.
something.
It's like it's
Feels
been
like-
30 years. We gotta like ignite the fire.
It's like Scooby-Doo, and the villain is like some local shop owner who is trying to drum up business or something.
If it helps, there's $1 million bounty out on the lizard man.
Oh.
So
Who
you know.
posted this?
The city of Bishopville.
Really?
I
Really?
think they are just trying to up their tourism.
Yeah,
But
probably.
That's
if
a
you
pretty
find
good-
him, if you catch that guy, then $1 million.
Pretty good scheme.
Yeah.
So, Charles, go ahead. You had a question for her?
Yeah, I don't know if this is too personal. Do you believe that the lizard man exists?
I mean, personally, no. I think
Mhm.
he's just a bit of fun, and
Mhm.
he's helping out the tourism for Bishopville because otherwise, I don't know how much tourism they would get. But I mean, he is on Twitter, so
Really?
yeah, he has a Twitter account.
Okay.
So he's
Check
got
that out.
followers.
That's
I
it.
love it. This is his description on Twitter. And again,
What's
this
the
started in
handle?
2015. He is at LizardmanSC. If you're
Okay.
not following him, maybe you should be.
Born in swamp, relocated to Bishopville, South Carolina.
Shy and misunderstood. Well,
Love wrestling, NASCAR, and flies. Currently single but looking.
this is one of his tweets. Do you think people would freak out if I just showed up at an animal rescue shelter? And another gem. I'll leave you with this one. I am not the least bit political, but it really scares me when they talk about draining the swamp.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's funny. As far as cryptids go, are there ones that you do actually believe exist? I mean, that's got to be something that keeps you going. I mean,
I
if you're into
mean,
it, it's like you kind of want them to be.
You kind of want them to be real. I mean, there's some, like, Sasquatch, like, so many people, there's so many sightings. Like, are we all crazy? Like, are we just all crazy as humans that we've just, somehow
We are
deluded
crazy.
ourselves?
We are-
I mean, we
we are
are,
crazy.
but,
That's true.
I personally, if one of them has to be real, I'd like it to be the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
about Nessie. I'm
Well,
just like, I want her to be out there.
That does make sense. I mean, there's so much unknown about the ocean and the seas and
The locks.
the lochs.
The Lochs.
The lochs of Scotland.
Well, we're laughing about this because on a small scale. I mean, when you look at Spider-Man and Superman, and even though they are just characters, but the following for
Sure.
a made-up character, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what's next for this? I mean, we're just talking about Lizard Man here. Does every state have something like that they follow, or is it just for South Carolina?
I'm sure there's plenty.
It's a lot of them. Like, you'd be surprised.
I think maybe we need to do like a follow-up to this in a couple of weeks with Stephanie to see if we can get an idea of, like, does every state has
That would be good.
some kind of a cryptid?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose anytime you get into like wilderness scenarios or, I'm sure you're bound to get stories like that.
Last weekend I was in the mountains of West Virginia. I didn't see any.
You were
There was-
hiking too.
Yeah. I didn't see any though. I could have.
They probably saw you.
Probably saw me. on my
You weren't
phone.
hiking at 2 a.m., were you?
No,
Yeah,
no,
so
no.
that's
no.
that's when they are.
2 a.m. I was bourboned out.
Were you eating cereal?
How often do you get into conversation about this with your friends?
Not too often. I like them to think that I'm mostly sane.
You said the Loch Ness was your favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Do you have a list of other favorites?
Not really. I'm still compiling it. Like,
Okay.
it's a constant. Every once in a while I hear something fun. Add it. Put it away in the vault. Save it for later.
Do you think this topic was worth the time? Would you have done this subject matter in your other professional podcast that you are part of?
Probably so.
You probably would, because you
I
do
probably
focus on
would.
that, right?
We do. We focus on the cryptids, and me and Christina, who was your guest last week, we kind of battle them out, and we see who wins, and it's a fun time. It's a little bit of nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense, actually.
She is
but
a follower of Cryptid too?
She is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
you
we-
recently went head to head, right?
We
With
did.
2 different squatches.
We did. One of them was from
What?
West
Two different-
Virginia.
Yeah, there's 2 different. Yeah, okay. So I listened to their podcast.
Oh, okay.
So you said one was from West Virginia?
Yeah, there's
one?
Okay, so there was Batsquatch, and then there's Sheepsquatch, and they're like the off-brand Sasquatches, if you will. But Sheepsquatch is like he's sighted in West Virginia. So
Why didn't you tell me, Stephanie? I would have gone looking for him.
I don't think you would want to.
He is like a hellish creature.
He really is. You didn't want to find him.
What is the Sheepsquatch versus what was the other one?
Batsquatch.
Batsquatch.
Okay, what do these look like?
Okay. Sheepsquatch is horrifying. Like, he looks like a sheep ram demon.
So you didn't see this when you were in West Virginia?
No, why?
Yeah.
How come they all are buffed?
They've got to be.
Because they can rip metal and tear out like car doors and.
And then Batsquatch is pretty much the same, but he has like huge wings. So imagine Bigfoot with giant wings. I know that face you just made.
So what's a good image for Batsquatch?
Oh, I would definitely say the one where he is on the beer can.
Oh,
The rogue beer
imagery.
can.
So it's basically a grizzly bear with wings.
That's a good. I would
I mean,
agree
yeah.
with
Kind of
that.
what it looks like. Is this one location specific, Batsquatch?
Oh, he is. He is more like the Seattle
Pacific
area,
Northwest.
Pacific
Okay.
Northwest.
And he just ate some cereal. He's drooling already. Look, you see
He's
that?
got the milk dripping. Well, this has been interesting. I think we've all learned a lot.
I definitely did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you learn that I'm a little bit of a crazy person?
No. No.
Should we plug Stephanie's podcast?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So our podcast is called Something's Amuck Podcast. We do cryptid battles, like I said, and you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. Pretty much anywhere you listen.
So you guys only talk about cryptids there?
We do some other episodes with like some books we're reading and just kind of other things going on. But that's our fun stuff.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Folks, if you have any cryptids that you would like to discuss, please let us know about them. If we've missed any key details about any of these things, let us know. We'd be happy to correct the record. But yeah, reach out and let us know. We appreciate you listening to us.
The Bandit Room is a production of Span Enterprises, located in sunny Rock Hill, South Carolina. We've been developing, supporting, and growing successful IRS e-filing and business management solutions since 2010. Go to spanenterprises.com now to learn more. The views and opinions expressed in the Bandit Room are those of the guests, and do not necessarily reflect or state the opinions of Span Enterprises. No information should be considered as tax, legal, or other professional advice.